Hi, my name is Darryl and I raced the Dakar 2012. I decided to race Dakar, I think earlier on in my career, when I was in my early 20s, I was teammates with Alfie Cox, and of course he went and got involved with Dakar, and I knew then that it was something that I would always wanted to do. I never really had the opportunity to do it until recently, when Mike Brown from Broadlink gave me a call and said, "Hey, listen, are we going to go and revisit this Dakar thing and go and try it?" And I said, "Well, yeah, let's go," and we did. Preparation for Dakar is a year-long project. There's just so much involved, getting the motorcycle, preparing it, and training on it. The navigation is really difficult, and we need to make up our own road books and go out into the deserts of Namibia and Botswana and go follow these road books and get used to riding the machine in hot conditions and in very remote areas. And as well as physical training in the gym and on mountain bikes and on enduro bikes. With our bikes arriving late to Dakar, it was it put me in a position where I didn't want to be. I was already nervous and everything else, and the bikes only arrived there at 9:30 the night before. We ended up finishing them off at 1 in the morning of the start of the race, scrutineering at 4 o'clock, and we started at 6 with 870 kilometers to do on the first day. So it definitely rattled my cage. Going to the race, I knew that my KTM 450 rally replica was going to be in superb condition because it's a purpose-built bike. There's only 60 made in the world. But it was up to me, and the navigation was my biggest challenge. I hadn't practiced using a road book or any of the GPSs or anything like it before the race, and I learned very quickly that by not following the GPS and the ICOs and everything else, you are going to crash and hurt yourself. So I had to ride it 70 or 80% rather than race flat out and try and get to grips with the navigation side of things. Finishing 22nd, I think, was a great accomplishment for me. All the other guys in the top 20, most of them are factory riders. They've been racing for at least 10 years. They've got many Dakars under their belts. They know exactly how the navigation works and everything else. And bearing in mind that I'd started 144th and had to fight through all the dust in the early stages of the race, I was very happy with coming home 22nd. Riaan and myself recently went to compete in the X Rally in Marrakesh. It's one of the Rally Light Series races, and it's a stepping stone to go into Dakar.
Hi, I'm Riaan from Niekerk, and I'm with the Broadlink KTM racing team. As I'm preparing for Dakar, X Rally is a bit of a smaller series than Dakar, but running on the same principle and same format. So that was the plan for us, to go there, learn a little bit about the navigation. Darryl kind of tried and explain to me how the road book works, but until you got it in front of you and you actually use it, it's the only way to learn it. So I definitely had an eye-opener at the X Rally. When I started the rally, all my GPS equipment switched off for some reason. So my first 50 kilometers I rode blindly, just following. Got that fixed, and I had my first experience with the road book. I learned a hell of a lot just by doing all the navigation exercises that they gave to us, and it was a very good experience.
difference between X-Rally and Dakar were the huge distances involved at Dakar. At X-Rally, the spaces between instructions were a lot shorter, and we went through a lot of villages, which there are a lot of speed limits that pop up on the GPS that you have to obey. That was very, very good training in that way. The road book was in French. All the equipment we used was exactly the same as Dakar, so that's really why we went. There's not many races that are run parallel to Dakar.
Darryl told me a little bit about the navigation part and how to look at the abbreviations, but the problem is me being Afrikaans, then I have to translate it to English, and then the road book is in French. So it was quite hard for me to get some of the abbreviations. Most of the stuff I didn't even see, so it's not a good thing, which I need to get more around seeing more of the warning signs. Coming sixth for my first X-Rally was really great for me, since I've never done it before. What helped us also a lot, we ride kind of enduro style on timing, similar we have at home, so you have to stay on time. And I think that saved me a little bit, having a better result at the end of the day.
I'll be preparing myself for another 2 Morocco races. The one is a round of the World Championship Rally Series, and then we'll be going off to the Mazuga Rally in the beginning of November. And of course, 1 or 2 trips to Namibia, and we've got some friends coming out that are going to help us design some road books in and around Johannesburg and Namibia, and we're going to use these to brush up on our navigation skills and hopefully be a lot more prepared when we dive into Dakar 2013.